Welcome back to Daybreak. Caroline Collins is here now with national news.
Thanks, Courtney. 2 gemstones worth $50,000 created from a 25-year-old man's remains have been stolen. Diamonds made from Kyle Thomas's ashes were shipped from Houston to Australia via UPS. When Thomas's parents opened the package, they found 2 empty jewel boxes. Thomas died of an unexpected football injury. Algordanza, the company that manufactured the jewels, never experienced problems with that previous problem. Hurricane Sandy left between 30 and 40,000 people without homes. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo describes the situation as a massive housing problem. He states that people are in homes that are uninhabitable. In Long Island, 266,000 people were still without power Sunday. It was reported that several people died while trying to heat their homes with improvised methods such as propane grills. Police arrest a 43-year-old Michigan man in connection with the shootings that have been targeting Detroit commuters. The shootings began in October in Michigan, where cars were shot at on I-96. The man was shot in the hip while driving, but he only suffered minor injuries. Investigations are still being made. A gunman and 2 people are wounded, and 2 more at a factory in Fresno, California on Tuesday. The gunman arrived to work appearing normal, but opened fire with 3 hours later, resulting in 2 deaths. The suspect was found dead by police in the parking lot with what seemed to be a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Well, that's all for national news this week. Now back to the couch.
Thanks, Caroline. Parkour is a sport many of us haven't really heard much about. Daybreak reporter Joshua Barr went out to see what it's all about. Take a look.
Parkour, a sport popularized by France in the late 90s, has found its way into Pittsburgh. Parkour is a sport based on running, climbing, and other physical movements of the body.
I use more of a less physical term. I use it as more of a method of training and a discipline that teaches you how to become functional in movement and overcome obstacles in life.
Team Sanju, a division of parkour in Pittsburgh, is done by students and athletes all around the city.
In 2005, I met a couple people from across the country who were, we became good friends with and really interested in parkour. We thought, basically, what can we do to make this more well-known in America? What can we do to kind of spread this across the world? And that's basically where Team Sanju came into being.
Some of them have been doing it for years.
Parkour is just a movement of life, so basically anything active that I do, it's basically parkour.
Even though it's mostly done by males, girls also partake in this sport as well.
Never done gymnastics, I've never had any experience doing anything outdoorsy, so this is something completely new for me, and I still find myself getting scared of obstacles that are standing in my way. But the thing about parkour is that it's an ideology as well as a sort of practice. So, the more I overcome the physical obstacles, the easier it is to transcend that to other parts of my life.
The reason that I do parkour is because I like being able to explore my physical limits, and every day that I do parkour, I try to do something different.
For these guys, parkour truly is a way of life.
Welcome back. We're here with Josh. Thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, tell me how you found out about this parkour.
Well, for my editing class, for the Point Park News Service budget, we all get to pick stories, and that one really caught my eye because I've heard about it through the channel G4 because they do a lot about free running and parkour, and I wanted to actually do a package so I could learn more about it.
Oh. Have you ever had an experience with someone parkouring right in front of you, running towards you and jumping over things?
No, I've never actually seen it, and when we filmed outside the Cathedral of Learning, everyone's walking by, they're like, oh, that's parkour, but I've never seen it.
So it's normal there.
Apparently.
Insane here.
Yeah.
So who's involved? What types of people are involved with parkour?
Well, the guy I got involved with, Andrew Obenredder, is a part of Team Sanju, which is the Pittsburgh area organization of it. I mean, really, and I asked him how do you get started with this? And he said, you literally just start, because parkour is getting from point A to point B. anything that you do is basically
By doing flips or
walking. If I walked from this part of the couch to that part, that's parkour
Yeah.
technically.
Oh, so it's not just finding an obstacle that's in your way and climbing
That's-
over it?
Yeah.
See,
Because that's kind of what I see.
That's what I think when I
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, is it the same as free running? And he said there's like a political thing with it. Free running is more like, let's jump across this building to this building and see if we can do a flip and do this. Parkour is like the movement.
Just
of
getting to
everything.
places,
Yeah.
making it look cool, I guess.
Yeah.
It's very
That's the fun
interesting
part.
to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd be scared if
had
that
I
just
not had
happened.
the camera equipment, I would have loved to just set it down and get involved because
Yeah.
there are people of all like experiences there that have been doing it. I wanted to really get started with it.
I wonder if anybody's going to start that at Point Park. Just
There
like
were-
start
I don't know.
parkouring
I
like
bet.
in
There were-
Frontier Park.
There were actually a couple Point Park students there. It wasn't just Pitt. There were everyone around the city was there getting involved. They just formed this group and they meet every Monday.
That's awesome. Well,
That
thank
was
you
a
for
cool
joining us. That was
package, yeah.
so cool.
It was
That's
fun.
something
It was so
different. That's
fun.
awesome.
That was awesome. Well, when we come back to Daybreak, Cassie Raddick will be here with a recap of the big election last week, plus a sports report. We'll be right back.